So this summer, I lived in Seattle for my summer internship. Naturally, summer was just full of highlights. The weather was so nice, I spent so much time by the water, and I also got to see so many of my friends from home. I'm heading to my first day of work at Boeing. It's literally like 5:30 a.m. because I have to get there. It was really exciting to be working fully in person, and I had a lot of great times there too. Where are we? What are we doing today?
Are you like vlogging?
Yeah! I gotta remember this! But in between these highlights, summer turned out kind of different from how I imagined it to be. I thought I was going to fall in love with coding, and really for the first couple of weeks, it felt that way. But as time went on, between work, friends, and keeping myself alive, the honeymoon phase started to wear off, and I realized I didn't have as much time to do the things I wanted to. I had really wanted to make weekly YouTube videos to challenge myself creatively, but by the time the workday was over, I just felt super drained. What day is it today? I don't know. What is Canada Day? I started to have a small identity crisis between my identity as someone that studies computer science and my identity as someone that wants to do something creative and something hands-on. I think I've been having some form of this identity crisis for a while. There's just so many things I'm interested in, but I still don't really know what I'm good at and what I like, and it feels really overwhelming to commit so much of a day to something. Today is my second time coming back to Rainier doing It's scary sometimes to think about the future when there are so many uncertainties. As much as I tried to plan this summer, so many things didn't go as expected. I got in really sick the first week I moved there, and I sprained my ankle during the last few weeks of summer. Today, we're going paddle boarding. Very exciting. It's so hot.
We're sweating our asses off.
I know these unexpected things are a part of life, but it's still something I'm learning to accept. Okay, tell us what we're doing today.
Please, don't feel obligated.
Something that helped me keep things in perspective was just looking back at the moments I was really scared and when things turned out a lot better than I expected.
We're at a game. We're the Sounders and football.
I was pretty nervous about making friends in a new city, but the people I had met this summer were genuinely some of the kindest people ever. It was really cool that everyone was from different places in America, but what really stood out to me was just how inviting and accepting they were. We did a lot of things as a group, and I was genuinely really surprised with how happy I felt. You're so good. They finally made it to the top. How are you feeling? I'm tired, but it looks so nice.
Oh, we're on the yacht.
We're on a sailboat.
I normally don't like being in big groups because people always seem to gossip, or it would break off into smaller groups and I would end up just wondering if I belonged. But around them, we bonded over sharing stories and things about ourselves, and everything was an open invite. Though I might not see most of them again, this experience as a whole had made me a lot more open, and I think that'll always be something that I remember. But if I wasn't at work or with friends, most of my time was dedicated towards summer school, and that was a struggle to balance. I had to learn how to enjoy spending time myself, especially because that was a schedule I was mostly working at. I felt so good. Finishing those courses at the end of the summer was something that I was really proud of. It just showed me that I had a lot more discipline than I thought, and that made me feel more confident about myself. And as rewarding as it was to finish a course, I also found equal amounts of satisfaction from dropping a course. There's a point in summer when I had enrolled in so many classes that I literally had a couple of breakdowns, and I just felt like I was losing control over all the other aspects of my life too. I've definitely realized this summer that I can be better about setting boundaries and saying no to things. I think I had such a negative connotation with giving up, but I truly admire people who have the strength to turn something down when it doesn't align with your priorities. And the biggest thing I learned about myself this summer was that I have a really hard time accepting reality. There's been this voice in my head that never shuts up and tells me that if I'm not perfect, if I dislike someone, if I don't want to do something, then I'm going to be lonely. I've been constantly changing my ideals and values to fit others, and it's just made me really scared to be myself. So today is my first BetterHelp session at 6 a.m. When I started therapy again this summer, it helped me identify that fear, and it's teaching me to start to accept who I am and accept that I can't say yes to everything and be everyone's friend. It's helping me accept that I'm insecure about how I look. I'm insecure that I'm not smart enough. I'm insecure about being a burden to others. I'm insecure that I have anxiety, and I'm insecure when I talk too much or too little about myself, and I'm insecure that I'm not likable enough, and I'm insecure about a bunch of things. But therapy is helping me accept that. The more I try to convince myself that these insecurities are non-existent and I don't face challenges, the easier it becomes to overlook the fact that these experiences are what makes us human.
Just finished my last day of work. I'm on my way to SF. Crazy how fast